As Ahold Delhaize, we are a family of great local brands. We have approximately 20 brands, 10 of which in Europe and Indonesia under our scope, and we're a fairly decentralized company. We've merged between Ahold and Delhaize in 2016. Ever since then, we've been trying to share best practices across all of our functions. In terms of HR, we have about 900 professionals across the globe, and we've noticed that a lot of what we do is similar between each other. So why not try to achieve a common framework of roles and skills?
So we wanted to have an aligned way of moving forward, an aligned way of looking at HR, looking at the roles that we want to aspire to, what are the key roles of the future for us, and also a common way of looking at the most important skills that we want to build.
After creating this common framework, the most logical step was to create a curriculum. And that's where we were starting to think about an academy. And that's where we got together with AIHR and understood that, the content available is quite practical. The content available is up to date. It fits the skills that we aim to build in the future. And most importantly, we can suggest curriculum tied to our roles that we've defined in the framework.
The whole HR Academy, its purpose was twofold. For the learners, the goal was to bring clarity about the development opportunities within HR and the way forward to the desired roles that people in HR might have. And for the organization, we wanted to have well-prepared HR professionals that are able to support the strategy implementation.
So learning is as important to our HR professionals as it is to the other employees within Albert Heijn and Ethos and Gal. And therefore, the HR Academy and AIHR were a chance really to enable the HR professionals to develop themselves.
Our brands have a lot of independence in making decisions, and they make those decisions as they are relevant in their own markets. So localization is very important.
So when collaborating with AIHR, one of the things that we quite profited from is the consultative approach. As a family of brands, we need somebody to partner with us to also help us understand how do we scale an academy.
AIHR is our main consultant when it comes to implementation, go-live strategy, getting the learners, managers involved, supporting the engagement of the participants in each of the brands.
On one side, you get a resourceful platform with everything your employees in HR need. But on the other side, you get expert support from their side, how to implement this program, how to work with managers to give them more support. So you really are not alone on that road.
AIHR role was critical because it provided top-notch HR expertise content, which we believe that will be a helpful tool to upskill our people and, as I told you, prepare them for the future. Today, as we are approaching the end of the first year of our launch, feedback is very positive from the learner side and from the managers as well. It helped a lot to create a common language, and I see them that they feel more confident in taking on the new roles or the enhancing possibilities.
I can say that everyone in HR who got the chance to be a part of this program this year are very happy to be there, because we as HR all together are working on supporting business on every step. But then there's again question, when is the time for HR to learn and upskill? And when you look from that perspective, it makes sense for us to be a driving force for the business, for all the changes that we want to see there.
With the IHR, when partnering up, we got a few things. The first one is definitely the content, right? Up to date, it's full of case studies, tests, masterclasses that we can just deploy. The second thing, we need a partner to talk to our brands. How do you scale an academy? How do you implement an academy? The third one, if I would add, is really the platform. It's just very user-friendly.
What was great in working with HR was the broad offering of courses within the AIHR curriculum. What I also really liked is the availability from the content library, being able to extract HR resources, templates, playbooks, etc. It's really helpful.
So when we started, the platform was different than what it is now. And I really feel like you act on the feedback that you receive from your customers.
When looking ahead into our HR Academy, we definitely want to continue on having more students to go through this learning path, but ultimately it is to better serve the business. We want to see smoother processes. We want to see HR technology more aligned and more up to date to what the learning needs are of our associates. We want to also ensure that we partner enough with the business in the most critical topics and move the business forward.